IVF is a treatment for infertility whereby an egg is fertilized outside the body. It was a great British breakthrough in the 1970s, but controversially, it became a treatment paid for by the NHS in certain circumstances. One in 7 couples is affected by infertility. Sarah Johnson and her husband Levi are one.
Hello. Nice to meet you. I suffer with a few medical conditions: polycystic ovaries, fibroids, endometriosis, which all goes hand in hand and prevents me from falling pregnant naturally.
Tell me why it's important that you have a baby.
I think every woman has the right to reproduce if she chooses to. I want a child with my husband because I want a baby to love. It'll just bring my family unit, you know, as one, rather than just myself and Levi.
Louisa Ghevaert is a lawyer specialising in the growing field of fertility law.
There is a fundamental feeling that we have freedom of choice and expression, and that includes freedom of choice to have a family. And it raises very difficult and challenging questions about the priority that should be placed upon infertility. Is it an essential medical service? And this is something which we as a country are continuing to grapple with.
Less than 1 in 4 IVF cycles is successful, but at £3,000 a cycle, it's a very expensive treatment.
If you're a couple and a woman aged between 23 and 39, that you have a proven diagnosis of infertility, you should be given up to 3 free cycles of NHS-funded IVF treatment. But the problem is happening in practice.
This is your work file, is it?
Yes.
Sarah Johnson was denied IVF on the NHS because her husband has a child from a previous relationship. It's a decision she's fighting.
I decided to start a petition to change the criteria of IVF and the postcode lottery.
So you're saying that in some parts of England you might have been able to get IVF treatment and others not?
Yes, yes.
Right.
It varies across the whole of the United Kingdom. Some women can have 3 attempts of free IVF. Some people can have 1 and others none at all.
In 1978, the world's first test tube baby was born in Britain. Today, 45,000 women undergo IVF cycles every year. Georgina Batty conceived her daughter Autumn through IVF at a private clinic. The NHS had refused to pay for it as they'd already funded a vasectomy for her husband, so they paid thousands for IVF themselves.
We made the decision that we would try for 3 rounds of IVF. We hadn't really decided how we would fund it at that point, apart from the first round. I guess we thought we'd cross that bridge when we came to it if we had to go for a second round. It's given me the most precious thing in my life. I wouldn't change anything. Yes, we're £7,500 in debt, but I've got a beautiful daughter out of it, and you know, you can't put a price on that.
60% of IVF cycles are paid for privately. 40% are provided by the health service.
Why don't you go private?
I haven't got the money to go private. We've only got 1 income coming into the house because I don't work because of my pain and everything. So it's not an option for us.
With private IVF costing so much, some people can get treatment, some cannot.
I don't think that only people with a lot of money, only rich people should be able to do it because they have the money to pay for it. I appreciate the NHS only has so much money, but I think everybody in life should be given the chance to have a child.
The health service already spends around £60 million on IVF every year. Can it and should it spend any more?
We have an ageing population and we are faced with finite resources, and effectively very expensive treatments. And so the NHS has to make tough decisions on a daily basis.
How will it affect your life if you can't have one?
I'll just be absolutely devastated. I just can't. I can't get my head around it, not to ever, you know, accept that I'm never going to have children. So I will keep fighting.
Do you think the NHS has let you down?
You know, they fund gastric bands and nose jobs, but, you know, why can't they fund fertility treatment and IVF for people that need it? This isn't self-inflicted. You know, I haven't done anything to make my body have these illnesses. So that's why I think, you know, they should help me. They're playing God with people's lives because they're the ones that make the decision to choose who can and who can't have a child.